What's going on, everybody? I got another fanfiction for you guys today. Today, I'm going to be reading Trixie's Funhouse by DCIF. And this will be the very first fanfiction I read that has Trixie as a main character. She was in Princess Celestia, but she wasn't really that much of a focus. She was just, a troupe that they recruited, and she had a few lines. I consider more of her side character, but this one has Trixie as a main character. So, we're going to get into that. It's fairly short, but, it's good. I like short ones. I can get them over with easy. Gosh darn it, the young filly exclaimed as she and her two friends trotted down the road. I really thought that would work, her unicorn friend replied. Oh, we're in trouble now, said the Pegasus filly. I knew this wasn't going to work. You really screwed this up, Apple Bloom. Hey, don't blame me. Sweetie Belle came up with the idea. I didn't come up with the idea. My sister told me. Well, your sister is crazy to think that this was going to get us our Cutie-Marks, replied Scootaloo. This is so stupid and embarrassing. Apple Bloom sighed. I guess we're not meant to be Cutie Mark Crusader prostitutes. Sweetie Belle, why did your sister tell us that we should solicit sex from the townsfolk? Scootaloo asked. Well, Rarity said that it is a very profitable business, and that we were so useless at doing anything. Wow! And that we were so useless at doing anything else that we might as well just ask for sex from random strangers. Wow, your sister is an asshole. The three friends continued down the road and came across a familiar face. I see you girls have a problem. Trixie? The three girls said. Yes, it is I, the gay and pitiful... What? It is I, the gay and pitiful Trixie. I am here to help you. Why should we trust you? Apple Bloom said. You weren't... Yeah, weren't you that hack a show-off that tried to show off your accomplishments? Scootaloo added. My sister has pictures of you in her private room. Apple Bloom and Scootaloo both shot a death stare at Sweetie Belle. What the fuck? Scootaloo mouthed. What a great story. Okay, I know that I've had a bad past in Ponyville, but I, the gay and pitiful Trixie, am here to make up for it. I want to start by helping out you three fillies. I want to help you get your Cutie-Marks. And you will do that how? Scootaloo asked. Well, first you have to follow me back to my house located in the dark, secluded area totally away from any living soul. Once there, we will get to work on those Cutie-Marks. That sounds perfectly reasonable, Scootaloo said. You in for this, Apple Bloom? I don't know. Sis will be awfully sore if I don't return home on time. But you know what? Screw her. I'm in. What say you, Sweetie Belle? Dumb fabric. Scootaloo face-hoved. Yeah, we're in. Great! Now, follow Trixie to her wonderful and magical abode. The Crusaders followed Trixie to her totally not suspicious and not dangerous house located on the outskirts of Ponyville. We're here! The Crusaders gazed upon Trixie's home. It was pretty big for a home as the size of it was comparable to a warehouse. On the front of the house above the door was a sign that had spray painted on it, Trixie's Funhouse. This is it? Scootaloo said, unimpressed. Yes, now follow Trixie inside. Trixie opened the door, and the Crusaders followed Trixie inside. Trixie locked the door behind them. Inside the funhouse, it was pitch dark. Oh, I can't see a darn thing. It smells kind of funny in here. I like to eat paste. Sweetie Belle. Whoops, forgot to turn on the light. Trixie flicked the light switch on. Okay, now who wants to get their Cutie Mark first? I do, Apple Bloom yelled. No, me, Scootaloo yelled. Sweetie Belle was slamming her head against the wall. Okay, you can all go at once. Follow me to my special Cutie Mark acquirement room. Trixie ushered the three fillies into a small room. So, now what do we do? Take these. Put them on. Trixie gave the fillies each a latex suit. Oh. Okay, Scootaloo said, and put the suit on. It's really tight, Apple Bloom said. Why are all these holes on our flanks for unmentionable parts? Oh, you'll see soon enough. Now, I want each of you to stand by that wall over there with the chains. The fillies quickly trotted over to the wall. Now raise your hooves up. The fillies raised their hooves up. And perfect! Trixie raised the chains and wrapped them around the Crusaders. Now, Trixie is going to have some fun with you little fuckers. Trixie took out a whip and lashed each Crusader across the face. Ow! What the fuck was that for? Scootaloo cried. Trixie lashed them again. Apple Bloom started to cry. You hurt me! I'm gonna tell my big sis on you! Me and Rarity play this game all the time! Trixie lashed them again, ignoring their cries for help. Okay, now that we're all warmed up, it's time to get fucking dirty. Trixie went over to the wall and unchained Apple Bloom and put her in handcuffs. She threw her on a nearby table and laid her out. Time for Trixie to have some fun! Trixie started to insert her tongue in Apple Bloom's mouth. It squished around in her mouth. Trixie enjoyed every second of it. Apple Bloom continued to cry as Trixie inserted her hoof into Apple Bloom's clit. Oh, this is bad. This is terrible. She felt around in her tender young vagina, penetrating her vaginal wall. Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle continued to watch as Trixie and Apple Bloom's sweaty bodies touched and rubbed against each other. I want to go home, Apple Bloom cried. We haven't even started yet, dear. Trixie continued to finger Apple Bloom. He doesn't have fingers. Use a different term. I haven't even used any of my fun toys yet. Trixie reached under the table and pulled out a 13-inch long dildo. This should do the trick. She flipped Apple Bloom over and inserted the dildo deeply into her anus. Apple Bloom cringed and shook as the dildo penetrated her anus. The dildo was so far in, her anus started to bleed. Trixie licked up the blood, enjoying the taste of enjoying the taste of it. She started to suck the blood straight out of Apple Bloom's ass. This tastes so good. Trixie started to orgasm. She then flipped Apple Bloom back over and gave Apple Bloom oral sex. Trixie got in the 69 position and put her clit in Apple Bloom's face. Suddenly, she ejaculated this out of nowhere. Okay, I'm going to... She ejaculated hard. The milky fluid got all over Apple Bloom's face and some got in her mouth. Once Trixie finished ejaculating, she reached under the table and pulled out a chainsaw. What? Apple Bloom's heart started pounding rapidly as she screamed for help. At this point, Scootaloo was crying and Sweetie Belle was slamming her head against the wall. Apple Bloom, no! Scootaloo cried. You're my only useful friend! Trixie revved up the chainsaw and slowly lowered it into Apple Bloom's leg. The chainsaw tore through her flesh. Blood went everywhere. Apple Bloom let out one final scream before fainting. Her leg had fallen completely off. This will do, Trixie said excitedly. She took the young filly's leg and inserted it into her vagina. She jammed it back and forth in her clit and soon had another orgasm. Trixie revved up her chainsaw again and tore through Apple Bloom's neck, effectively decapitating her. She picked up her bloody head from the ground and put it on the table. Scootaloo puked from the horrible sight. Okay, who's next? Trixie said in excitement. No, fuck no! Scootaloo screamed and cried. Any pony! Some pony save us! When I grow up, I want to be just like my sister Rarity! Sweetie Belle! Oh my god, she just fucking raped and decapitated our best friend, and now she's gonna kill us! Trixie unchained Scootaloo and put her on the table and held her down. Break a leg! Sweetie Belle, you are the biggest fucktard imaginable! Scootaloo was cut off by Trixie's hooves pounding her in the face. Trixie knocked most of the teeth from Scootaloo's mouth. She continued to brutally pound her in the face. Trixie then levitated Scootaloo's body a couple feet from the table. She picked up a knife and positioned it under Scootaloo's tender ass. She then dropped Scootaloo. The knife penetrated Scootaloo's anus. Blood and excrement began to oh, God. I can handle all the blood. But when they throw in the poo-poo and the pee-pee, Oh, it's just, that's what gets me. An excrement began to flow out of her ass. Trixie then levitated her body above the table and repeated dropping Scootaloo on the knife multiple times. Scootaloo cried and screamed for help. Trixie picked up some of the excrement from Scootaloo's anus and shoved it into Scootaloo's mouth. Trixie began to make out with Scootaloo, licking the inside of her shit-filled mouth. Scootaloo couldn't take the taste of the excrement and puked into Trixie's mouth. Trixie joyfully swallowed the vomit and excrement and then puked her. The puke got all over Scootaloo's face. Satisfied, Trixie picked up her chainsaw. She revved up the chainsaw and placed the blade right above her head. She pushed the chainsaw through Scootaloo's skull and forcefully tore through her whole body all the way to her flank. Trixie had thoroughly cut Scootaloo in half. She turned off the chainsaw and got up on the table. She took one bloody half of Scootaloo and rubbed it against herself, enjoying the innards of Scootaloo rubbing against her body. She put her face in her urinary tract and enjoyed the feces. And enjoyed the feces that rolled out into her. Trixie had another orgasm. She wiped Scootaloo's remains from the table and set her sights on Sweetie Belle. Yay! My turn to get a cutie mark! Trixie face-hoofed. Fucking idiot. Trixie unchained Sweetie Belle and put her on the table. She revved up her chainsaw and began to work on Sweetie Belle's horn. The chainsaw tore completely through the horn. Trixie took the horn and inserted it into Sweetie Belle's vagina. Sweetie Belle laughed and got excited as she did this, despite the blood pouring out from her vagina. Sweetie Belle had an orgasm. More! More! She cried. So that's what Trixie did. She flipped Sweetie Belle over and stuck the horn in her anus. She jammed it in several times, to the delight of Sweetie Belle. Did my cutie mark show up yet? What is it? What is it? Sweetie Belle started to annoy Trixie. For fuck's sake, can you please just shut the fuck up? Trixie took the horn and shoved it down Sweetie Belle's throat. Sweetie Belle was choking on her own horn. Trixie continued to push the horn through until it went to the back of Sweetie Belle's neck. Blood seeped through her neck as she took her final breath and died. Fucking stupid children can't shut the fuck up, Trixie angrily said. Trixie went over to a sink and cleaned herself up. Hours later, a phone rang. Trixie picked up the phone. So, did you get the job done? Yes. Trixie took care of her and her two dumbass friends. Oh, thanks, Celestia. I can finally work in peace without that little shit messing things up. Great. So you'll send me my payment? I'll come by later. Sounds good? Yes. Bring the bits. All the bits. Trixie hung up the phone and relaxed after a long, fun day of sex, rape, and torture. The end. Now, wasn't that just a lovely story? And isn't it great that Rarity told Trixie to kill her sister? It's such a lovely story. I think we can all learn something of great value from friendship from this story. And, you know, I don't even think I need to say it because it's just so obvious, the message here. You know, you guys, I really hope that this fanfic has changed your lives and that you'll start treating people differently because you listened to this fanfic today. Well, sayonara!